The 5 principles of quantum consciousness. 1. Oscillation between strong and weak forces. Reality isn't stable, it's a controlled tremor. Every system, from atomic particles to human relationships, pulses between strong and weak forces. These aren't adversaries, they are collaborators in an eternal oscillation. Strong forces provide cohesion and anchoring. Weak forces allow flexibility, change, and evolution. Their interplay ensures that no system ever stagnates into rigidity or dissolves into chaos. The universe doesn't settle. It adjusts, adapts, breathes in rhythmic tension. Consciousness thrives not in the stillness, but in the sacred swing between tension and release. 2. Dynamic equilibrium as nature's core design. This oscillation gives rise to dynamic equilibrium, a living, breathing form of balance that's always recalibrating. Unlike static balance, which freezes life into symmetry, dynamic equilibrium embraces change as a tool of sustainability. Think of a surfer balancing on waves. They're never still, but always centered. Likewise, reality never holds its breath. It breathes in fluctuations, course-correcting constantly. And every force you engage with, emotion, energy, interaction, is participating in that dance of recalibration. You don't exist in spite of the push and pull. You are defined by it. Saw 3. Observer effect and the collapse of possibilities. At the quantum level, reality exists in a cloud of potentials until you look. Once consciousness observes, possibility collapses into outcome. This is not metaphor. This is quantum mechanics. The simple act of focusing your attention alters the behavior of particles, and not just particles, emotions, people, events. When you witness something, you're not outside of it. Your attention is a catalyst. Observation isn't passive, it's intervention. You become part of the phenomenon you perceive. In quantum consciousness, to see is to sculpt. 4. The role of consciousness as architect, not bystander. Consciousness is not simply awareness, it's agency. It doesn't sit in the theater of reality, it rewrites the script. Everything around you is operating in quantum balance until you choose, focus, feel. Your consciousness becomes the disruptor of the default pattern. This is why intention matters. This is why presence matters. You're not floating in a pre-written reality. You are drafting it with every breath, every thought, every choice. Quantum consciousness calls you out of spectator mode and thrusts you into creator mode. 5. Masculine and feminine, not gender, but function. Quantum dynamics echo across all systems as dual polarities, what ancient mystics called the masculine and feminine. These aren't male and female bodies. They are directional principles. The masculine energy expands, asserts, accomplishes. The feminine energy absorbs, contains, nourishes. One radiates, the other receives. Both are vital. Every structure, biological, emotional, social, spiritual, needs this polarity to remain whole. Too much masculine and the system burns out. Too much feminine and the system stagnates. True quantum alignment requires the interplay, not the dominance, of either. Polarity creates the blueprint of experience. Why do we experience tension, conflict, desire, longing? Because polarities create movement, and movement is the foundation of experience. Masculine and feminine forces are magnetically drawn to one another. Strength calls out weakness, not to overpower it, but to support and complete it. Outward motion seeks inward rest. This seeking, this yearning for balance across opposites, drives evolution. Of thought, of emotion, is of civilization. Every conflict is the friction of opposites, demanding integration. Every moment of peace is a temporary embrace of polarity. 7. Quantum entanglement, the thread between all things. Entanglement defies logic, but not consciousness. When two particles become entangled, their states link forever, regardless of distance or time. One moves, the other mirrors. In human experience, this shows up as psychic connection, synchronicity, sudden knowing. It's not magic, it's mechanics of a deeper layer. The people you can't forget, the places that call to you, the patterns you repeat, these are quantum entanglements. The soul doesn't operate in straight lines. It dances in networks of meaning that stretch beyond the reach of the 5 senses. 8. The pre-conscious flow of reality. Before you intervene, the universe flows according to the first 4 principles. Oscillation, polarity, entanglement, and equilibrium shape all systems by default. Trees grow, stars burn, cells divide, all without your direction. This is the pre-conscious state of reality, elegant, self-balancing, interwoven. Yet it is incomplete without you, not because it lacks beauty, but because it lacks awareness of its own beauty. You, through consciousness, are the mirror in which the universe sees itself. You are the anomaly that makes the formula conscious of its own existence. 9. You are the tipping point. In quantum consciousness, everything converges at the moment of your engagement, not because you are the center of the universe, but because you are its lens. When you observe, you don't just witness, you activate. When you intend, you don't just wish, you rewire probabilities. Your life, your relationships, your healing, your creation, none of it unfolds without your quantum fingerprint. The final principle isn't a rule, it's a reminder. Consciousness doesn't follow the universe. The universe responds to consciousness, and the most radical truth, you are that consciousness.